and usually is in black too,
So,
right?
yeah, usually it's got a black
The
mark.
spine is in black.
Things that we've weeded from the library. So. Thank you.
That's fine. If you find a phone laying around, somebody might want it, so whatever. Okay, we will start to record. We did start to record. Andy's so bummed. I'm going, a lot of you, how many were not here yesterday? Oh, quite a few. So I'm not going to feel bad about reporting about my sister, because a lot of you keep asking and you want to know all about my sister Dawn, who was here last year and she did her final show with me, and then she moved far away to Tennessee. So I'm going to report about her just briefly. She's having a happy, happy life. She laughs at me when she has 60 degrees and I have 2 feet of blowing drifting snow. So she's having a great time and fitting in, and there's great quilt shops there. She has her online shop open. If you didn't get a card yesterday and you really want a card, you may take one. Just bring the extras back. So don't take one if you don't want one. It's called Mary Mabel Market. Her daughter is an artist, and they have all kinds of embroidery patterns, beautiful things. She has her pajama quilter DVDs on YouTube for free. If you're a quilter, find them. They're worth watching. And they're free now. She sold many, many years ago, but now there they are. Magic of YouTube. And she also has her workbook for that, for a PDF download. So you can go on there and figure it out. She has great things. Her YouTube classes are, she's done several, string quilting, trip around the world, crumb quilting. She does a really good job with her classes, so you might want to check those out too. Okay, any questions about my sister? My lovely, wonderful sister who left me in Idaho. Oh, okay, now I want to introduce our next teacher, me. I'm teaching. Last year, somebody asked if we could learn more about how to do something with panels, and I thought, okay. So I've spent the last 4 or 5 months making a lot of panel quilts and quilting them. I didn't quite get them all quilted, but I want to show you what I did. First of all, fix me up here. Right there. First of all, panel quilts. How many have panels at home? Some panels. See, everybody collects them somehow, right? The first thing I like are, I'm going to show you are, only my friend, my daughter. My daughter couldn't be here today, so my niece is going to help me. Is when you have a border, sometimes you don't have to do anything with it. All you have to do is quilt it. Wouldn't that be fun in a little girl's room or on at Christmas or whenever? So just put 2 thumbs up, that'd be quick. So that was just fun. You don't even have to do anything to a panel sometimes. So that's it. Throw them on that thing, or there's buckets on them. Or they can be very simple borders. This is just one border with a piece on each side. So, and it's cuddly. Yeah, she's gonna angle them. She's a pro. She'll get it done. And it was just fun and easy, and I think it'll be a great color quilt. If anybody wants to buy it, let me know. Everything I have is probably for sale. If you need a quilt for it, you make your own or buy it from me. The next one I want to show you, the next group of quilts is cut it up. You can cut up panels and make them into different things. So the first one is this one. This one I made quite a while ago, but it was a panel, and I wanted a thing. I had done this Thanksgiving embroidery, and you can go closer to the camera on a few of these so they can see, yeah, and then around. And so I did the embroidery, and I didn't know what to do with it for a few years, and then I found this panel. I thought, oh, that's so pretty. So I cut it up, and it just magically fit together and worked. So it was really fun. I love this on my table at Thanksgiving. Another way, Have you seen those books panels they have? You can make books out of them. I never want to make the books, so you just make a quilt out of it, cut it up and make a quilt. And so, and you can piece around it, do whatever you want. This is just scrappy. Fun, huh? Love it. Panels are, panels, sometimes you feel like panels are cheating. I bought this panel, so I'm cheating. Well, you can make panels just gorgeous and use them to benefit. So they're really fun. This is another panel that I cut up and pieced around it. This was kind of a improvisational. I just thought, oh, well, I guess I'll put that there. Well, I have enough of this fabric for that. I had like a fat quarter and that's all I had. So that's all the only place it could be. And so I just kind of make do and make it work. And it's kind of fun. And sometimes you have pillows, panels that you can cut up and make into pillows, or not. We like quilts better. You can have.
I don't know which way is that. I just make sure. I thought it was, is it upside down?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, and this one, remember I told you yesterday that I went to Tennessee for 2 weeks to visit my sister. Well, guess what we did? We went shopping and we went to lunch and we went for gelato and but 2 weeks is a long time, so we ended up quilting our hearts out. So I would cut and she'd sew and I think we made like a dozen quilts on the floor. We'd say, okay, that's all for today. And then we go, well, let's just pick out what we're going to do tomorrow. And so we pick it out. And, well, let's just start it. And before we know it, it was done. So that was one of the ones we did in Tennessee. And that was what's fun. She let me bring it home to show you. This is really, I don't know if you call it a panel, but it's just a piece of fabric with these things printed on. And you cut them up, and you can cut them up individually and frame them. But I just thought a row quilt would be fun. And actually, I made all this to match because the bright colors. And I thought, I'll do a row of this, a row of this, a row of this, back and forth. I laid it down, and it was like, you couldn't even look at it. It was too much. It was too scary. So I reevaluated. I put in this lavender, and that calmed things down. And so I put the rest on the back. That didn't work on the front, so that's okay. It was much better. You can handle that. Okay, the next one is another one, just a cut up panels pieces. And on the end sometimes they have these things, just little. They have this parts and pieces. Well, I wanted to use it all, so I just did it work. I had this fabric and I thought it went well for that stuff. Just fun. Okay, the next one takes a little bit more. I really cut it up. And you may want to call it more of a whole cloth than a panel, but it was panel kind of ish. And it was it was these little animals in little squares. And I only had a few of them left from something. I don't even know where I got them. Somebody donated them or something. So I had a few left and I wanted to make them into a quilt, but how do you make a quilt out of this much fabric? Cut them up and frame them. So there's a technique, and I want to say it was Donna Jordan quilts, but it could have been somebody else. But the technique is this. Turn it over. And I'll let you be my flannel board. Ooh, cool. Okay, the technique is this. You take your square, your background square, and you don't cut it up and piece around it. This is kind of cool. You take your animal, you put it on the back. It doesn't matter which way you put it. So you put it on the back, and then you can pin it there, and then you can see it, and so you press like this. Press like this. You press two edges, and then you put it on the front. So you see the presses of the side of So you start with the same background size and every time it'll be the same, it'll be right. So you put it there and you see your presses. So you go right sides together, and you sew a 1/4 inch. And then right sides together, sew a 1/4 inch. And then you press this, so you see the crease, and then you sew right sides together, sew a 1/4 inch. It was kind of cool. Do you get the idea?
They want to see it again?
Okay, did you get the idea? So right sides together. It looks like you pieced it, but you didn't really. And you can put the square down here, up here, over here. I'm out of the camera, they're gonna yell at me, I'm gonna yell at myself. Put it over here, over here, over here, over here. You put it anywhere you want, and it's gonna end up the same size because you took the same size seams out. Is that kind of cool?
Yeah.
That was a fun technique. Yes,
When I forget that, what's it called?
Is there a name?
Who did you say it was?
I think it was Donna Jordan on
Donna
YouTube,
Jordan.
but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm so sorry. But they had to do it a little differently, like pin it and glue it or something, but I thought that was a waste of time, so I just kind of. So I put it on the back, or maybe on the front, and you just fold it over and press it, and then it works. I mean, it was kind of fun and easy. So you got the idea? Okay, that's kind of fun. Okay. Oh, I know. Say thank you. Keep reminding me. I had to remind everybody yesterday, so you remind me.
So if she goes past the internet table,
You take
you are in charge of sending her back this way.
Okay, the next thing we're going to do is, why don't you get that? I don't know how to do this so the camera can see it and you can see it, but I want to show you, I promised I would show you how to put on borders. How many have problems with wavy borders? It happens, yeah. It happens to the best of us until you learn how to not do it. Now, I haven't had wavy borders for years and years and years because I know what to do. There are ways that they tell you to measure the middle and measure the outside, and do this and that and that. I never measure a thing. It's a big pain in the neck. Don't measure anything, that's just about it. The only time I ever measure and make sure it's squared up is if it's really tiny. It's easy to get off a little 1/4 inch or something. I might measure and make sure it's square before I do a border or something, but I don't really measure. So here's a beautiful panel that my friend Jean, where's Jean? Oh, she's clever. Yeah, that Jean showed me, and it's her panel. I might have to give it back to her, darn it. But it's this gorgeous panel, and if I wanted to put I'll keep it, pretend this is the whole panel. Pretend that this is the whole panel, and you want to put a slab border on it. So what you're going to do is, I lay it on my big board ironing board. I love my big board. If you don't know what that is, tell you later. So you lay it there. This isn't going to work. And then you press it. You just press it nicely. You don't try and stretch it or anything. You just press it nicely. If it's pieced, press it nicely. I don't care how many pieces. Just press it nicely right side up. Make sure it's good, solid pressed on the board. Then take we'll never put this on this, but it's the strip I found. Then you take your strip, and I just start there. I'm going to cut that selvage off, and I lay it on. And if you take it right now to your sewing machine and sew it, you're going to have a wavy border. It just guaranteed you're going to have a wavy border. So what you do is you take your iron again, and I just slide it very gently. I'm not pushing or pressing and making it. I'm not ironing it to death. I'm just pressing it gently, and by the time you get to the end, there's like that much that you pressed out of it. So it's going to be like that much left that you pressed out of it when you're done, because that's the way it is. So if you press well and then pin, like every 4 inches, just pin and then sew it. You're never going to have a wavy border.
Can you do that on say a queen size quilt?
Absolutely. I do my big board is 60 inches, so I'll do this much and then I'll scoot it down and press and pin and scoot it down and press and pin.
What about a curve?
Curve, same thing. You're not putting borders on a curve. I wouldn't imagine you're binding a curve. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you have to put a border on it before you bind it, so,
What border?
okay, so,
Bind it. You're gonna bind it with something, right? Is that what you're saying?
okay, I'll show you the quilt I'm thinking of.
You do that. Because this could be a 6-inch border. And so you sew it on, then you press it up like you usually do, and you can do that multiple times, but every time you're going to press and then put it on and just gently run your iron along there and you'll see exactly what I mean. You're gonna
Dry
get.
iron.
Just put the
Uh-huh.
border.
I always use dry, some people use steam, but I guess steam wouldn't hurt. So, any questions? I've quilted many a quilt with wavy borders, people. Don't bring me a quilt with wavy borders, it's very frustrating. But we try, but you can't quilt out, sometimes you just can't quilt it without getting some pleats in it because it's wavy. So, any questions about wavy borders? Don't measuring is, it's not effective, I don't think, so don't measure. Okay. Next, you can have panels that you're going to piece around. So this is really fun. Go ahead. This one's simple. This is a simple border added. This is where you add your slat borders and don't get a wavy border. This is the panel. Right here is the little border. It's a rainbow border fabric I found and I thought, oh, that's so cute. And it is cute. I just thought it was perfect. And it didn't need more than that. Sometimes you overthink things and think, oh, I have to do something really fancy or special. It didn't need more than this to be the cutest quilt. Isn't it cute? So right to there, just this rainbow part is important. Isn't that cool? Yeah, I thought it was fun. Okay. And then again, if you want more than one border, you just keep adding them, make them cute and fun, and just press them and add them. Yes, Sharon.
When I've done borders like that, the 3 borders, I sew the borders together, would you not?
You can do that. You can sew the borders together first, but press the borders together. You're gonna treat a border like a quilt and put the other border on and press it, make it smooth, and pin. If you just stick them in the sewing machine, they're not gonna turn out. Sorry, doesn't work. So that's what you have to do. Okay? Is that cute one? Yes. We love it.
Fabric, perfect.
Cute.
Right on my head.
Can we see it again?
I don't know.
See,
Oh,
that's so much
maybe
better.
that'll work.
You're talking into the right mic.
Yes.
Okay. All right, and then I found this border. I didn't know I had so many panels. When I started this, I thought, oh, that box is panels. I wonder what's in there. So I pull it out, tons of panels, and then I found more, and then I found some Christmas ones. So I've made up a lot, but I still have more. So I'll keep working on it. I didn't know I had that many. This is a fun one. Just Christmas again, this panel had these corner pieces, like across the 4 across the top and 4 across the bottom on the panel. But that would be dorky. I don't want them like that. So I cut them apart and just made them into cornerstones. And I think it's really cute. And I love this fabric that I found. So the panel goes to here, and then I put red, and then I put the green in the corner. So I'll move so Emily can show everybody. It's fun color. And this one is baby quilt size, but you can't call it a baby quilt. Who likes a brown and black baby quilt? I don't think anybody. But so it's really a ladies' cuddle quilt or man's cuddle quilt.
Is there an upside?
Not really. I don't think. So the panel here goes right to here. So it's just, so then it has this border.
Boxes are panel.
So all the boxes are panel. It looked like I really worked hard, huh? That's the joy of panels. It looks like a lot really fun stuff, but you don't have to work that much. So all the boxes are a panel, and then there's the two borders. Okay, any questions? You got it? Lap quilt. Okay. Then we can piece borders. Besides just slab borders, now we're going into more piecing of the borders. This is a simple piecing. I just happen to, I don't know, we've told you before about that garage sale where we bought samples of fabric, my sister and I don't know, I think if you found that garage sale, but for a few summers, she was a sales rep and she sold fabric out of her garage, boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes full. So we bought these little fabric samples things, and then we've made tons of stuff. So I think these were some of the fabric samples out of that. So the colors just went, so I put them together. And this again is one of those borders that was on the top and bottom, and I didn't want them there. So I don't know, it probably looks kind of dorky, but I like it. It's cute. And again, more of the garage sale samples. So the panel is just the animals in this far, and then this chunk, and this one I framed. So you just kind of play with it. It's a creative outlet. You just kind of play with it until you're pleased with it, or pleased enough with it, or think, okay, that'll do it. And this has been fun because again, this was fabric samples. All these were a fabric sample thing, and I cut them in half or something. And that's exactly all I had. So I had to make it do, and that's what I made it do with. And then added the blue border on it. I think all my quilts are cute. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, don't be talking in there. Okay, and if you don't know what to put, now we've mostly done borders and chunks and pieces. I'm going to show you some with actual blocks around them that I worked on. So I love this book. I've had it for many years, you can tell. It's Around the Block by Judy Hopkins. She has a couple others in the series of more blocks, but they're just blocks. And they're made in like, it tells you what to cut for a 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, or 14-inch block. And so I use this a lot for different things. And it depends on the piecing configuration. This one is a 4, 6, 7.5, 9, 10.5, and 12. So they give you multiple sizes and how to cut for each one. I'm sure the library has this book, plus they have tons of other books that have blocks in them that you think, oh, that'd be a cute block. I want to try it. Let's see if it'll fit around this panel. So this is mine that I use a lot, but there are lots of other books too. So here's one that I made with piecing. I just like it. Looks like dinosaur spikes or something, doesn't it?
The one on the bottom.
So I just found this panel and then I just pieced these. Can you tell where I ran out of fabric? Look close. Can you see where I ran out of fabric?
Yeah.
Right here? Oh, it's close enough. That's all I have.
This lays on the top.
What?
How come you didn't put the pattern on the top? Yeah.
Because it was big enough. It would have been too long and skinny if I put more on the top, I thought. Besides, I ran out of fabric. And it fit so perfect, that fabric was so perfect, I could not use it, so, yeah. Okay, this one, I love churn dash blocks. I just love churn dashes. I don't think there's a top.
For direction?
So I just made some traditions, and I love the brown and blues together. I just think they're fun. The only problem is this a girl quilt or a boy quilt? Would a boy love it? But I guess it's more boy because I was worried some of this is girly, but I guess it's not. So the panel goes all the way to here. So all this is panel, all these cute little, and then I just put that in. And I think that oh well. And I really do like asymmetrical borders. So they're not all the way around. That would have been too much, too heavy, I think, for me. So I did turndashes until I got tired of making them, and then I made them fit. I worked like that a lot. And then I put Minky on the back because it's so, show the back because the quilting is kind of cute and it's soft and cuddly. Oh, and the quilting on the front, I did it in brown thread. You saw that just to highlight that quilting. So I went over it like 3 times, so it would be darker. And so that's fun. Okay, this one, Dawn, this is another one we made in Tennessee. Well, no, we didn't make it in Tennessee. She sent it with me so I could make it at home, but she wants it back. Rude. I think Emily should keep it, don't you, Emily?
Yes.
This is the top.
Yes, I see.
And I didn't quilt it because I have to mail it back and I don't want to mail it quilted. And she can quilt her own dang quilt. Right? So it's just the Candyland panel. It was actually, it's 2 pieces. There's a seam right here. So there was this piece and this piece. I think it was sideways or something. So I put them this way, and then I found all this candy fabric in some bundles I had. It looks like candy to me. And I thought you could actually play the game. If you get the pieces, you can play the game on it. So anyway, I have to give it back to her. She thinks she's going to give it to one of her grandkids, not one of mine.
Mickey on the back.
It's up to her. She's in charge of that one.
So probably.
This is one we did in Tennessee. It was her panel, but she doesn't want this one back. And actually, we did, I'll tell you what we did. We did the pink and the squares, up to the squares. We did this much in Tennessee. And she said, just take it home and you can make it and give it away or do whatever. So I brought it home and I thought, it just didn't look quite right. It wasn't done. So I found some more fabric. It just looks like I found extra fabric. It doesn't match. And then I just put the squares on the bottom, and that made it a better size and made it look more complete, I thought. You agree? I think that's a fun ladies quilt, a couch quilt or something. And then we had another fairy panel, but they're so cute. Love those fairy panels. And these, the half square triangles, again, I like asymmetrical. And those, I love putting half square triangles in borders. And I'll talk more about that in a scrappy class. Because a lot of times, these I made on purpose, but a lot of times I'll just use scrappy half square in borders, and I love them. I don't know why, but I do. So the panel goes to here, just the fairy panel like that first one I showed you. And then I get the greens, this, the diamonds. There's a picture like this online, and that's where I found this idea for the pattern. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Turn it around and they can see the quilting underneath. Cozy soft. Okay. Then we have more cut up panels with PC. This one I made quite a few years ago, actually. And I'd like to put it on my table or hang it up on the wall. This one's pretty. So I love this fall panel. And then I had a charm pack of these matching fabrics. And then I put it together. And this is before I think this is before I had my quilt machine even. It's been a long time ago. And so Dawn quilted this part for me. I think she did. She did, right? Yeah, you did, right? No? Yeah. Okay, and then I hand quilted this just because I like the look. So she just did the green machine quilting, and I did big stitch on the other panel and the squares. You see that? Okay, and it's fun. I don't know why I make it that shape. Because it's cute and I like it. And it fits. I made it for a table. Then the sides piecing around the outside, you can do applique. Don't we love applique? How do you love applique? So yes, all right. You'll learn to love it if you don't. So I love this patriotic one, and then I just did some stars, just a row of stars and then a border all the way around on each side. Big stars are easy applique. If you want to learn to applique, big stars are fine, or big hearts. Just do something simple at first, but it's fun. Questions? You guys good? You're being so quiet. And here's one I did a few years ago too, where I pieced around the panel. Getting your exercise, Emily.
Yeah, this one might be too heavy.
So I just wanted presents and trees, and so the panel is the green. The green is the panel, and so I added this, and then the piecing, and I just played with it and made it fit. I didn't have a pattern. I just made some presents, skinny ones, fat ones, and then pieced around it different. You get it? So it's kind of improv. There isn't a pattern for this. I just made it up. Okay? And Nikki on the back. This one goes on our couch at Christmas time. So we cuddle in it. Black. Yeah, I told you Tennessee has lots of quilt shops. So we went to like a bunch of quilt shops, and a couple one day, another one another day, and it was really fun. They do have some good ones, and in one of the shops we found this panel, and I thought, I like that panel, and so Dawn and I each bought the panel, and so then we came home and pieced it. The piecing of the panel is like this. And the panels is actually you buy two panels, and then you cut it up, and then you sew it together again. Isn't that the most clever thing? So you buy two panels, cut one in quarters, put them on the corners, and you've got your two panels to make one beautiful baby quilt. Isn't that the cutest? Oh, it's upside down. The little lamb's on his head, whatever. It's a lamb. Yeah, a little lamb. So cute. So Dawn bought the pink. I bought the blue. I have to send that one back to her again. But this one I brought home and quilted myself. So. Isn't that just fun? That's a little baby quilt. So you buy two panels, cut them up, fix them. Isn't that cute? And then.
Are those panels still available?
Is this old?
Well, it was there in September in that store. In September when I went to Tennessee, it was in that store.
Remember what brand?
Oh, I was gonna bring that folder and then I thought, oh, I won't need it. Oh, it's in it. Did I bring it? No, I see. I have it at home.
Did you mix machine quilting and freehand? I mean,
All of my machine quilting is freehand. All of my machine quilting is freehand. I do not do pantos just because I don't want to. Some people do and they're beautiful, but I just don't. So Mickey on the back. Okay.
Terry, we can try and put some of that information on our webpage,
Okay.
if we remember.
But here's what you need to know. Janice, here, this is what I'm going to show you. Where is it? Did I not? Oh, it's right there. And Janice has these panels in the back. Show them what you can do with it. So she has these and some other panels in the back. So you need to check out her panels. And after I sewed this together, I thought, maybe I should have cut out a little more white. It feels long and skinny to me, but maybe not for the right size person. But isn't that cool? So check it out in the back. She has this. She'll sell you two for a really good price. So, okay, that has to go back to Janice. So fold it up and I have to give it back to her. Darn it.
Harry,
Mhm.
your lamb quilt is called Lau the Lamb, and it is from Susie B.
Susie
Fabric
B.
Panels.
Susie B. Fabric Panels.
Has
Thank you, ma'am.
anybody?
It pulls right up.
It pulls right
It
up.
comes right up.
It's Lau the Lamb.
Crescent plate quilt pulls right up.
Okay, it's really cute. But the flowers are gonna be gorgeous when they're quilted, and there's some other panels back there. So just keep your minds open about what you can do with the panels. Whoever thought of that was really clever. Okay, now, I have papers. Those papers. Yes. Okay, now I wanna give you some resources. When I started deciding to make panel quilts and to learn as much as I could and make a variety for you to see, I went online, of course, so we always go online. And here's a lot that I really liked. Donna Jordan does a really good job online. She has YouTube videos. She has a lot of panel quilts and she does a really good job. So Donna Jordan is one that I would recommend. And lots of tutorials. And another one is eQuilter Free Patterns. And if you find, I mean, there are tons, just tons. It'll overwhelm you. So just pick one and just try it. And don't get too overwhelmed. So eQuilter Free Patterns is what it's called. And then always Pinterest. You can Google, type something in and find Pinterest all over the place. So it's really fun. So there's so much out there. And then one of the other best resources is the library. This is one of the books they have in the library to check out. Don't take this one home. Learn to quilt with panels. And so they have lots of patterns and things and stuff and tricks. How to straighten a panel. You know, sometimes they're crooked and you have to deal with that. And you have to kind of straighten them as best you can and then piece them to camouflage the crookedness of it. Coming off the bolts, sometimes they're crooked. So you have to kind of deal with that. And so there's things to learn if you really want to learn and do well. Okay, this goes to be checked out. So anybody want to check it out? Don't get it mixed up with your freedoms. Okay, give it to them to put on the rack so we don't get it mixed up with. Give it to Kenny so she can keep track of it. Okay, now. Here's your test. You just had the class. Now we're having a test. The test is, I'm going to show you a panel. And then you're going to raise your hand and tell me some good ideas for what you've learned today of what you might do with this panel so that when Jean gets her panels back, she's going to know some really great ideas to do with your panels. Isn't this gorgeous? Ugh. So tell us what you would do with it. Jean's gonna take notes in her little brain. What are some ideas? We can think of 12. Yes,
I cut it up and make them blocks.
cut them all up like this and make them into blocks and make like sashing and a big quilt. Because this would make a pretty big quilt. That's one idea.
Do the sashing and then so that they stagger like that, so you could have one on, you know, the fatter on the top and then I would stagger them so they went like this.
Okay, so take one block, put a sashing on top and then another sashing on bottom and then they would stagger. Is that what you mean? That's a good idea. Okay, other ideas, brainstorm with us. Yes, ma'am.
Maybe use them as centers in the star block.
Centers of a star block, piece stars around them. That would be fun. She's taking notes.
I'd make a table runner out of them by piecing them and stuff, and then I'd use the others as, some of the others for placemats.
Placemats and table runners, like Susan's yesterday. That would be fun. You could see them all day in your kitchen. Yes, ma'am.
I would cut some of it up and do log cabins around the birds, and then use the excess for either curtain or pillows that
Awesome.
match.
See, you guys are smart. Look at all you learned and thought of today. Any other ideas? What else would you do? Sure.
Maybe you can do smaller, you've got the orange backgrounds and then you've got the pale blue. If you separated them in colors and then made either, wall hangings, pillows, whatever you wanted.
Quilts. Yeah, great idea. Okay, you all passed that test. But there's another one. Another test. Here's another panel. Very impressionistic. And here is some fabrics that would go with it, probably. So tell me what you would do with this.
I did the make today.
Who's first? Go ahead.
You do the one block wonder where you buy 7 panels and cut 6 of them up and leave it
That's
out.
what I was thinking.
Buy 7 panels, cut 6 of them up, and
You sew them back together in triangles. It's called the one block wonder.
One
It looks
block
a lot
wonder.
like the side pieces, the little spinning.
uh-huh,
Mhm.
like
Like a
this.
hexagon kind of.
Like the kaleidoscope kind of? Kaleidoscope. Okay, that's what I know about. Cool, nice, good idea. Anybody else? Yes.
What about cutting it up and putting it window frame?
Window frame, ooh. Janice had one of those at Christmas in her shop, where she cut it up and then stashed it, and it made it look like a window frame, the way you put the shadowing fabric and stuff. So look that up, window frame. It would look like you're looking out a window at it. That would be gorgeous. That would be gorgeous. Any other ideas? Come on, still a test. I need one more answer.
I have an answer.
Yes,
I have one of these, but had the hummingbird on it, same big line. And we just used some coordinated fabric, like it's in your hand, and went around it. And we used it to learn how to do our quilting machine. Everybody got a turn,
to
on
quilt
the
on
inside.
it.
And then the features that we wanted to bring out, like here, maybe the trees, we doubled the batting in it, so it really
Oh,
looked.
kind
And then
of
on the
tripuntish.
border, everybody got to draw as ever they please, write their names.
This would be a fun quilting exercise, wouldn't it? Follow this
To learn.
swirl. Okay. And I think that's all, except I have extra panels. I'm tired of panels. So, want to hold this one? I want to show you. This one's a good one too, actually. Okay, what would you do with this panel? Any ideas what you would do with this panel?
Bind it for how?
Raise your hand so I know who. Yes, ma'am.
I would cut it up and, I've done this before, and I'm not very good at speaking quilt, I just do it.
That's okay. We'll get it.
But I did a little border around it, and then I wonkied them a little
Oh,
bit,
yeah.
it was sashing in between.
Really?
That's okay, or 2 or 3.
Isn't that? What would you do with this quilt? This cute little Valentine wall hanging? Raise your hand.
I wouldn't cut it
Whose
up.
hand is raised? Jackie.
It would be so cute to do chocolates all the way around it, like cherry chocolates.
Any other ideas?
Hershey's Kisses.
You would do cards? Okay, throw that to Jackie. Here's an identical one. Ooh, I almost got Evelyn in there. What would you do with this one?
Oh.
You're getting the idea, aren't you?
So I need to make stockings for all of my kids, and I've been looking at like all of the stocking things. Those would make cute. And you make a stocking around them.
Make the stocking around them.
Mhm.
Okay, she's got it.
Now I can make stockings.
Hey, congratulations. Thank you. I'm now gonna go home and work on your borders. Got ideas? Yeah. Okay. One thing I forgot earlier is I'm gonna pass this clipboard around. We can probably stop now. Andy, thank you.